Hello, hello, hello. What's up, my witches? How are you? How are you doing? Who's here? Check in the chat and say hi. The chat is set where you have to be a subscriber of the channel before you can engage in the chat. Oh, it's going to be fun tonight. I can't find any words. Um, but you only have to have been subscribed for 1 minute. So hit subscribe. 1 minute later, you can jump in on the chat. I'm Luna, the Zen witch that hasn't been very Zen lately, but I guess maybe I have. I've missed you guys. I didn't know it had been 3 weeks since my last live. Sorry, I'm doing sandalwood oil. Yeah, 3 weeks. I was thinking it was two. It was just week before last, right? Time goes a flying. Hello, Samantha, my love. Yes, yes, it is. It's spooky season. Look, look. It is officially fall. So happy. And it has been raining for the past 3 days. We haven't had rain. Every place in my state, except for the northeast corner where I live, is under at least a severe drought. We are only abnormally dry on the chart. But we've been abnormally dry. It hasn't rained all frickin' summer. We had a couple storms, here and there in the beginning, but it hadn't rained for a good solid month at least. And the day after autumn hit, it started raining. It rained all night Monday night. And it rained yesterday. It's been raining all day today. It does my little Pisces moon heart good. Okay, let's see. Who else is here? There's somebody else here. Who are you? You're lurking. I can see you lurking. Hold on. So, I have a drinking problem. I am on earlier than usual, and I think I may go for 7 o'clock from here on out, considering how my energy goes. But I was thinking about that, and it's like, well, why did I pick 7:30 to begin with? And I was thinking, well, it's still too early for California people that work a 9 to 5. But the reason was because it's a superstition. It's an old witch thing. I don't know if any of you have had like a formal church wedding with invitations and all that stuff. I did in 1981. Never again. Anyway, the superstition then was to set your wedding time, always set it on the half hour, not on the hour. And the thing is, because then the hand sweeps up. You want the minute hand, the hand that's moving, to sweep up, because that increases things. So think about the waxing and waning moon. You want to do spells where you need things to increase on a waxing moon. Spells that make things go away, you can do on the waning moon. Of course, like I always say, a good witch can make anything work. So if you have to increase something, but you have to do it now and it's a waning moon, what do? Well, you look at the opposite of the thing you're increasing and you do the spell to decrease that thing. For instance, if you want to increase your health, but it's a waning moon, what do? Well, I want ill health to decrease. I want all the thoughts about ill health to decrease. So you do the decreasing spell first, then maybe you follow it up with an increased spell. So yeah, so I thought, well, I'd set it for 7:30 so things would increase, but I think 7 is a better time for me, considering how often I'm making it here lately. So let me know how you feel. As we get older, dinner time and bedtime gets earlier and earlier. So, whenever you're viewing this, if you check in late and, well, you wouldn't be able to see this anyway, so never mind. So I want to tell you too that I did a little med vacation, which is a good thing, because then when you come back, they work better again. So, but I'm still just like, words are hard. I'll get myself relaxed. We'll do our little meditation. I'll get relaxed and get in the swing. The momentum. Okay, Samantha says, well, then we get the momentum of the minute hand moving downward and then swooping upward. Yes, exactly. Um, but it's been very interesting. Happy Mabon, duh. Happy Mabon, which was Sunday. Um, that time of balance, that time of shift, big shift. So we're still under, you know, Pluto is in Capricorn. It's direct now. It won't hit Aquarius again until the near the end of November, like the third week of November, something like that. Um, and the shenanigans have certainly started in earnest. Things are going to get very ugly, folks. You know, the cards have told us over and over and over and over. If you look back at live streams in the beginning of the summer, midsummer, and every time the cards that were coming up with the Three of Swords and the Ten of the Swords and the Nine of Swords and the ten, and just, you know, those cards coming up over and over and over again, just kind of getting us ready that some shit's going to hit the fan. And we've seen it hitting the fan. And what do? We keep on keeping on. We keep ourselves grounded. We keep ourselves engaged only to the point of getting the information that we are looking for. We do our civic duty. If you're in the US, please make sure you're registered to vote. Please do. Vote early if you can. You know, go to your Board of Elections and vote in person early. Best way to avoid any election day shenanigans. Samantha, know that it's Ostara in the southern hemisphere. So the equinoxes, Mabon and Ostara. Bialtina, which I have been educated recently, that is how you pronounce it, like Samhain. Bialtina is the opposite from Samhain. So, but soon, it is spooky season. So it's been something else. I know things have gone really quiet on Facebook, and that makes me, validates that, yeah, we're all just kind of, going through. I don't know if we really have ebb and flow. We have like ebb and way ebb and less ebb and ebbing. But it's been an intense time. And it's continuing to be an intense time. I had horrendous fatigue, just horrendous for a while there. And so things are on the upswing. And I want to tell you this too, just a little something, because we have so many people that deal with chronic illness. And it's so hard. There's this kind of silent dance that we do of, do I ask them how they're doing? Do I lie about it? Do I answer truthfully? What, the how are you thing. So what I have learned is a way better, easier question for both sides is, how are you today? How are you doing today? And you can say, oh, it's been a good day. Or, I'm keeping on today, but and it helps for neurodivergent people too, and autistics, because you ask how I am. How much of my history do you want, So just how are you doing today? So I ask you that, my witches, how are you doing today? And Sam, I think it's you and me. Oh, there's a few more. Stop in and say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. Then you can lurk all you want. You don't have to engage in conversation. You can lurk your asses off, but check in and say hi. Anyhow, I picked decks tonight that are the light and the dark. Let's do a bit of a blessing, and then we will do a meditation, and then we'll get a swing in. And I hope some of our other regulars show up. I'm missing Tavia. Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura. Hey, hi, Luna. Hi, Sam. You're here settling down for dinner after vacuuming and laundry marathon. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes. So, is it Helene? Florida's about to get slammed. So we're definitely going to put big bubbles of protection around everybody tonight that are in the path. As I sit here praising my rain. Anyway, let's do a blessing. So everybody just kind of show up, let everything drop away that you don't need for this time. Claim this time for yourself. My mind just kind of wandered there. Come on. With this sacred smoke, I offer you a blessing. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged, and may we be inspired. May our minds be open to let the light in. Open the window of your mind. Let's let some light in. And by water and earth, by the sacred water of the ocean, the elixir of life, may you be blessed and made whole. May we feel healing energy moving through our lives. May we feel our feet on the ground. May we feel some stability. Even if we don't feel secure for a while, may we feel at least some stability that comes from being able to move with the shifts. Oh, goodness. And by the sound of the bell, and here's my little Bastet. Bastet says hello to all the cat ladies, childless or not, because cat ladies rock. By the sound of the bell, may the spirit awaken. I hope you can hear that well. Now, I try to move it without touching the bell so it can continue to ring. Yay, I did it. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, we bid you welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being our protectors, our nurturers, our informants, our catalysts. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael. That the spirit of divination can join us here tonight, and we can all get messages that do us some good, that we've been needing. I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's have a bit of a grounding. I think I assume audio is okay, or people would be quacking. Okay. All right, so let's come on down into the body. Down out of your head. Lots of focus up in my head today, so I'm working on bringing it down, down, down. And do this by bringing your attention down to your root chakra, so putting your mental attention right down there at the root. And then by feeling your skin from head to toe. Feeling the texture of your clothing. The temperature of the air. The difference of the air touching your face and touching your arms. Just bring your mental attention down to what's going on in your body. And it's like you can feel your center of gravity descending from right in the middle of your head, which is not where it belongs. Feel it just descending, 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 down, 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 all the way down to the root, where it's like an anchor. And then we activate that root and we open it up and allow the energy to continue down into the earth. And as it goes down, it is pulling away anything you don't need to be holding in your body right now, or your mind, or your emotional body, or any part of you. Just let the hangers-on, the things that have glommed onto you during the day, from conversations, from things you've read, from random thoughts, from idiot drivers, all of that stuff that hit you does not need to stay in your system because it does not belong to you. So just allow it to detach and tumble down. And you see that beautiful root that's growing down into the earth, really wide at the top, narrowing as it goes down, and all the little rootlets coming out to the sides, and they're tapping into all those little micronutrients and wonderful little water molecules, and they're soaking them all up. And it's like all those nutrients are just racing to get to those little rootlets, and they get soaked up and they begin to rise up that root. And you feel them start to pour into your body from the root, and they go rushing down your legs. And you feel every little cell taking in nutrition, oxygen, water. And as they take in the good stuff, they release the bad stuff, and that stuff gets drawn down into the earth. And then that energy begins to fill up your pelvis, touching all the organs on the inside, all of your cells there, and it rises up to the sacral chakra, to the solar plexus, to the heart, filling you up to the throat as it spills down your arms to your fingertips. Feel your cells breathing and eating and drinking nourishment, oxygen, water, making them lush and juicy as it rises up into your head and face, to your brow level, to the crown level. And just let this energy, all of this wonderful nourishment, flow through your body. You can see it flashing with green and gold sparks. This energy is alive, as you are alive. We're like little satellites, you know? We think we're disconnected from the earth, but we really, even though our bodies seem to be separate, we are energetically very connected, free to move around on this planet. And so you watch the green and gold flash all through your body, every single cell spinning with these little lights. And now a nice full exhale. And on the inhale, really pull that energy up. Feel it flooding you. It feels so good and so right, and you release only the breath. All the way out. And another in-breath, pull up that living light. Let it swirl around you, release only the breath. And when you inhale again, turn the volume way, way up, so bright, so alive, green and gold, flooding you. overflowing with light, and release it out the crown with the breath. And watch it flow down around you on all sides, this beautiful living container, this spherical, eggical, lovely little pod that you live in. And just let that energy fill up the pod and watch it form this beautiful boundary around you, shining with that green gold light, yet beautifully transparent. It comes down, it touches the earth, it sinks down, hugs the root, back down in. And then we reach up through the crown for our mental and spiritual nourishment, and we feel the blue and silver come rushing in. Down instantly through every part of your body, like little magnets hooking up with the green and gold, spinning and swirling. Feel your cells now become full of space. Your entire body is full of vast, limitless space. Your mind is open, spacious. No borders, no closed doors. Anything you need is available to your mind. Any information you need, any peace you need is available to fill up your mind. And the blue and silver comes down, 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 out the root, down the root until it joins with your sphere, and then back up the outside and into the heavens. Feel every bit of you tingling with this energy, these energies that are truly one. Exhaling all the way, a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, push a layer out to connect into the flower of life grid, the seed of life, this beautiful net of living life, light and life that surrounds the planet and connects us all. And into this space, invite by name all of the spiritual beings that support you, that you would like to be in this space tonight. Invite them in, bless them. We offer gratitude. And I invite my guides to be here to hear the questions in my heart, the troubles that are in my mind, the things that I'm not even aware enough of to name and put words to. I know we all have those questions and troubles. So we bring them into this space in this time of balance, and we ask all of our guides, guardians, allies, ancestors, gods and goddesses to be here to support us, to help us as we reach for answers. And we await those answers with great gratitude and blessings and perfect love and perfect trust. Yay. Come on back, everybody. Come on here. Let's give a little bit more fire of Azrael. And let's meet the decks. Only 4 tonight, so you know it's going to get bigger again. First, spooky season. We have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. I just reviewed this a couple weeks ago. So I want to tell you we have dark decks and we have light decks. So we've got the Poe Tarot as our first dark deck. We have, and that is by, that is by Rose Wright, illustrated by Eugene Smith. It's a Llewellyn deck. Excellent. The one that I didn't think was going to be my favorite Poe. It's my favorite Poe. We have Journey of a Lonely Soul. This is a Lo Scarabeo deck by Anna Majbaroda, and is the artist. Charles Harrington is the author. The second of our dark decks. And for our bright decks, we have Medicine Woman Tarot. This is U.S. Games by Carol Bridges. And I have the big book. And then our second light deck is the Water Alchemy Oracle by Alexandra Wenman. And this is a Findhorn deck. Wonderful stuff. So I realized that I managed to get 4 different publishers here. Didn't even bother to think about it. Okay, so we will start with our Astro Dice. Have we had any? Yes. Hi, Allie. Good to see you, darling. And Catherine, good to see you too, my love. How are you doing today? Oh, good. Thank you, Samantha. I'm glad you liked it. A reminder to please look at the top of your live chat or your chat window. If it says live chat, you're good. If it says top chat, click that down arrow and switch it to live chat so you don't miss anybody's comments, right? Okay, and I wanted to tell you too, wait, I've got the chart up. Actually, I have the real-time clock running right now. We are currently in a Sun-Mercury conjunction, not all that unusual. The Mercury and Venus are never more than 60 degrees from the Sun. But it's a conjunction, so hopefully words flow easily. That Mercury is in Virgo, just like mine, and it's trining Pluto. I have a Mercury-Pluto conjunction. This is a Mercury-Pluto trine. When transiting aspects mirror an aspect in your natal chart or a planetary combination. So I've got the conjunction, the whether it's a trine or a sextile or an opposition, that planetary pairing, it's going to hit me more personally because I already have that vibe in my makeup, right? So I'm hoping that gives me some good deep insights tonight. We also have a Mercury-Neptune opposition. So that is why I can't find words, but that can also be why, that can also be very fortuitous for channeling. It's not my words, just let somebody else's words come through and I'll get out of the way. We have Moon in Cancer and Mars creeping up on that, but the Moon's going to be long gone before Mars can get there in a conjunction, so never mind about that. But still, we have aspects that are wonderful for doing what we do here. So, born and bred. Yay, extra snickerdoodles. I am doing better. Thank you, Allie. Thank you so much. Oh. Come back here. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we frickin'. Ah, thank you. Thank you for it not getting lost in the wilds under my deck. All right. Deck. Desk. All right. I have to keep my center of gravity low. I keep doing this, and I need to keep it low. We have Venus in Sagittarius in the 11th house. Venus in Sag is a love of adventure, a love of travel, a love of fun. Just going out and, Venus under the rulership of Jupiter is just an expanded, wonderful time. And 11th house is like-minded people. It's your tribe. It's the family that you pull in, 5th house is the children that you have. 11th house is like the opposite of that. These are your family from another mother, that you pull in. So I think we're here tonight for a really broad, expansive, loving, nurturing time with our friends and our tribe. I'll take it. All right. Okay, I need a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it gives me a 5. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to do that. All right. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You're funny. You're funny, darling. All right. There's a 3. So we start with Medicine Woman. Allie asked me the other day, commented on a video of, do I remember all of my decks? Because I clearly have a lot. Yes, I have 498 right now. and I have decided which two are going to be $4.99 or $500. So I'm waiting to get paid. Anyway, and the answer is I actually do, but the newer ones are tougher, and especially the last, couple of years, because, well, no, let's just say this past summer. Let's talk about the last live stream where I used a brand new deck that I had just unboxed, and I went back to see the decks I used last time. It's like, I don't recognize that one. So yeah, the new ones are tougher, but they're right next to my bed. I look at them all the time. I take care of them. I rearrange them. I read with them. I do stuff. So I know they're, and if you ask me about a particular deck, I know exactly where it is on the shelf. And if it's not there, then, high anxiety ensues. So, all right, let me get focused here. So I want to put a little bit more, and you know what? I'm going to relight my sage, because I really want to do this medicine woman a big blessing. And I would like to request as well from you, if you could, to send some good energy towards our wonderful Sister Witch Darcy. Please and thank you. I do appreciate it. All right. Now I can focus on a question. What do we need to know? This is for the bright side. Interesting that the bright side came up first, because that's, what we have left. We've left the light half of the year. Northern Hemisphere has now started the dark half of the year. I could shuffle these for several hours. Because they're so easy and they're so comfortable, and here we go. Okay, so Six of Stones comes out. Exemplar of Stones. The Grandmothers, which is the Moon card. Seven of Arrows. Nine of Stones. And the Seven of Pipes. So I'm trying to remember now whether, all right, let's find out. It's been a while since I've used this one, whether pipes are wands or, hold on. Do. Four powers. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm leaving you out of the conversation in my head. Okay, pipes, inspiration, excitement, dream, envision, wonder. It looks like pipes are fire. So, yeah, swords. Okay, arrows or swords. That's all I needed. I would have figured that out by looking at the images probably. So Six of Stones at the top here. We're coming out stones that we definitely need to pay attention to the physical body right now. And help get ourselves ready for going into this dark half of the year. Do you have things in place like your vitamin D that you're not going to be getting as much of? Do you have like a little therapy light? This little therapy light cost me $20 on Amazon. I have to keep it like right near my head, but I hang it on my microphone thing, and 15 minutes in the morning within an hour of waking up, and it's really good. So, do you have the practical things? And that's just overall because we've gotten 3 stones. So I'm going to go to the book, but not quite yet. So this, if we just take it, from my internal tarot, Six of Stones, Six of Pentacles, this talks about the balancing, the paying of debts. If you get a loan, you pay it off. It's that Reciprocity is the word I'm looking for here. If you take, you give, keeping things in that balance for the equinox. The exemplar is oh, they're in the back. Okay, so we have apprentice, totem, teaching lodge, and exemplar. So the exemplar of stones would be like just the ultimate, and you see her with the cornucopia here. Your resources. How are your resources for going into the lean season? And I'm sorry if this is exclusively Northern Hemisphere, but I cannot split it both ways. I just can't. So we want to make sure that we have what we need going into this season in a physical sense, and that we are a good custodian of that. So the exemplar of stones, look at her, she's holding the corn there, and like it's a baby, you know. So we are the custodians of this earth, and we are part of its seasons. We depend on its seasons, so we have to be good custodians so that, you know, the earth supports us in the best way possible. Moon over here is just being in that flow, being in the dreams, in the flow. And I want to tell you, I've been getting what I have always called joy jolts lately. You know, you just kind of go on, and I was just so fatigued for so long, and all of a sudden it was like I could feel something lift, you know, and start getting these little rushes of a feeling of everything's going to be all right. So I want to give you that to begin with. But then last night, I didn't do anything different, you know, before bed or anything like that, but I had a flying dream. I haven't had a flying dream in so long, and it was so easy to fly. And then my morning dream, both of my parents were there. So very, very interesting, very active stuff. This is the grandmother's, the moon, and here they are. Look at her. She's putting little seeds into your head at night. Grandmother Moon is seeding your dreams. So we're looking at things on a very practical, look at the circle here and the circle here, very practical level, taking care of making sure that part of the harvest is kept as seed, while the rest of it nourishes us through the dark times, but we must stockpile and keep back what we're going to need for spring, or there won't be crops for next year. So we have to mete out, you know, so we can give back to the earth what she gives to us. And then here's grandmother saying, you know, you've got to take care of the internal and the subtle as well. And all we have to do is get out of the way. Get out of the way, because she's there saying, here, child, have a little sprinkle of this, you know? Okay. 7 of arrows and the 9 of stones. And look at the seed planting here. So 7 of arrows. I do want to read on that one because the image is very different. But, you know, for the regular tarot, that's the thief card. But clearly that's not what this is saying, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, wait. Listen to the truths of the sages is the message here. The prayer is, oh, is there a prayer for every one of these? I just didn't remember. There's an affirmation for the majors. All right. So the prayer for 7 of arrows is, grandmothers, grandfathers, open your ways to me. I will practice and perfect them in my peaceful place within. I understand that I am the translator of all your words for the world in which I am living. Speak to my heart, my soul. Let seeker and wisdom be one. All thanks be to you who have walked before me. So what I'm getting here, just because I have that vibe of 7 of swords in my own head, is the things that block us from that wisdom. Here's grandmother going, I got something to put in your ear, but then maybe here's us. There's a book here. But, you know, what I'm getting is we can actually be the thief ourselves and betray ourselves by letting our own inner dialogue, our own, what we think we know, to stand in the way of wisdom that's trying to get through. You know, we can be so stubborn in our entrenched beliefs, in our trauma, that shitty voice that's talking to you like you're the worst person on earth. No, don't talk to yourself like that. Don't do that to my friend. So, letting the wisdom of the sages in, you see this, it means open your arms. Open to receive. Here I am. Come on in. Come on. I need help. Let me receive. And then we have things to plant. We receive that wisdom, and then we can plant in the proper season, whether that's an energetic seed or an actual seed. We recognize part of the wisdom is that reciprocity, the season of fruitfulness and the season of barrenness. They are all in balance. Waking in the material world, sleeping in the spirit world. Receiving that knowledge from the ancestors. Planting the seeds for the next generation. And then 7 of pipes. Look at this. Woohoo! And then we dance. And then we dance. Let me read the poem here. Not the poem, the prayer. I am able now to confront my fear of loss. Oh, dearie dear, yes. Yeah. I am able now to confront my fear of loss. In every creature, I find a friend hiding behind a mask of a beast, a mask I have created by my fear. So, yeah. I am beginning to know this truth in everything of which I am frightened. I'm going to go back the sentence before. In every creature, I find a friend hiding behind a mask of a beast, a mask I have created by my fear. Okay, saw a light there. I am beginning to know this truth in everything of which I am frightened. I celebrate my success in coming to this realization. Now I face the fear of loss of what I have discovered. Now, so you just learned something. Now I face the fear of loss of what I've just discovered. Oh my. Yet I know wisdom cannot be held by fear, and I must let go once again. I release my spirit and the spirits of all I encounter. I let go both of having and of losing, and go forth dancing free. Having, losing. There's the dark and the light, right? Okay, I'm going back to 6 of Stones. Let's read the prayer here. Ooh, it's a long one. As I am steward of wealth, what was I saying? Being stewards of the earth. As I am steward of wealth, I am also guardian of the balance of wealth, and must share where sharing seems right. I cannot forget the hard times that I have experienced and the help that came to me when I needed it most. I, too, will give to others whom I perceive to be in need of what I offer. As I teach my skills and share my creations, an inner balance is felt, and I am at peace. Wealth comes my way as I embody ideas from the Creator on how to bring peace and comfort to the world. I am asked to create beauty, to support love, to actualize the truth that all are worthy of my care. My responsibility is the power that replenishes the world. Accept these gifts I offer to others, for in so doing I offer them to you, Earth Mother. So, acknowledging the abundance that comes to us when we need it and giving back. And knowing that when we've given in the past, we deserve and we can expect that the same help will come to us. Okay, let me see here. And the exemplar of stone says, the earth is eternally fertile. Prayer. I have lived well. I have learned of power and wealth. I understand the source of all these to be but one great spirit who breathes life into every living thing. The source of receiving is giving. The source of love is loving. The source of a bountiful harvest is planting the seeds. These words I pass on so that you may be as me. Live fully, for life is a blessing. Love wholly, for love is holy. You can have everything if you are true to that which is really you. Finding yourself and expressing yourself is all that we are sent to do. This is my learning, the lessons of the stones. This is the wisdom I pass on to you. May all earth's blessings be upon you. Friends, could this be hitting any harder for an equinox? I mean, what's great is it's equinox north and south, so whether we're going from light to dark or dark to light, we're at the balance point either way. Now, the moon, the grandmothers. The affirmation is, all that ever was or will be is here now within me. My body incorporates the planetary dream and my most personal love into a life grace-filled. Wow. Okay. And I don't think we need any more with that. And then we did we do 7 of arrows? We did. Now we need to look at 9 of stones. And 9 of stones is passing on knowledge. Now that I have perfected my product, I am able to share my way with another who aspires to meet my quality. In teaching, I open the way to be filled once again by new and fresh ideas. I continue to grow as I give my old knowledge away. In managing, I am vigilant and clear, yet always kind and gentle with my instruction. Like a loving father, I guide. Like a conscious mother, I provide. So I love the idea of when we put seeds in the ground, when we plant our seeds, and interesting that they're talking about, mental seeds, but it's stones. So we're talking practical. We're talking about skills, teaching your skills. And as you teach them, you clear up space for more to come in. What a wonderful idea. This whole thing is just balance, balance, and more balance, right? So it talks about skills being free-flowing, but this one here, really being able to dance free. I want to go back to this. So the phrase, I went straight to the prayer. These have great phrases too. This one is doubt overcome by action, spirit freed. So when in doubt, take an action, right? Even if it's just looking up something on the internet, you take an action towards something. The, let's see, 6 of stones is restoring balance. Hello. Exemplar, we talked about that one. The grandmothers. The 7 of arrows is listen to the truths of the sages. 9 of stones, we did that one. And 7 of pipes, the doubt overcome by action. Spirit freed. So by giving our gifts, so we feel like we're just choked, we've got too much, we need to get rid of things. Sorry, I've got something going on in my eyelashes here. We have things that are choking our space, whether it's our actual physical living space or the thoughts that are choking our minds or the excess calories that are choking our physical body. It's time to start giving some of that away. Giving our teachings, giving so that we create space for more things to come in. It's that flow, it is that flow. Here's the flow right here. When you stop the flow and dam it up, the water becomes stagnant and more keeps coming in, but then it's too much and it's overwhelming. So we have to keep the flow. We've got to keep things going out when they're coming in. All right. I do like doing fewer decks because I feel like I can slow down and take time, And wow. Okay. All right. 3. So I need 1, 2, or 4, please. 1. No, that's 3. We just did 3. I need 1, 2, or 4, please. 6. bastard. They're so funny. 1, 2, or 4? 1. Thank you. Edgar. So I will show you what else I got. The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So good. So good. Okay, and the language. Oh my God, and I thought he was like later in the 18th century, like from mid, 30 to 70, something like that. But no, he was like way at the beginning. He was way early. So some of the language, it's like by the time you get to the end of the sentence, you've gone down 3 different roads and you got to follow it back. Okay, this sentence, this part connects to this part and these parts. It's a challenge. All right. I need to catch up with your messages. All right. Oh, thank you, Allie, for the Reiki and fairy dust. I appreciate every bit of it. Pipes are ones and arrows are arrows. Yes, you're absolutely right, Samantha. Allie, is the artist of this deck the same who did the Native American one? No. Those are 2 entirely different things. And I need to double check it. See, I know right where to go. This is Magda Weck Gonzalez, and the illustrator is J.A. Gonzalez. And this one, Carol Bridges. So entirely different thing. All right. So back to Edgar. Back to the messages. Artwork is similar. Yeah, they're very different. I think it's similar just because the subject matter is First Nations, so you see a lot of shields and a lot of the same kind of imagery. But the this one is much more brightly colored than the other. They do have the borders and things. And yeah, there's a similar, I think the lines, kind of the watercolor washes and the lines are similar. So, all right. Yes, it is wonderful. Hi, Gizmo. Where's my Wicket? Is my Wicket here? Hi, Wicket. Where are you, my lad? Are you here? He won't come up anyway. Oh, Gizmo. Gonna go back 7 of Wands. Also about paying attention to what and where you're spending your energy or what energy you're allowing to connect to you. Okay, yeah. I'm going back on it again. That's funny, Samantha. Oh my God. All right. So is that me saying I'm going back? Hilarious. And I could shuffle this deck for a couple hours too. This one wants to come off. So I'm just going to give this a quick. So interesting that we had the bright tarot first, and now we've got the dark tarot. We have the Knight of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Here we go. The Queen of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Wands. There's a repeat in the 8 of Swords. Okay, so 7 of Wands is our continuity card here. Okay. Gizmo is 1. Oh, a loving boy who loves to rose. Yes. Okay. All right. So Knight of Swords is... So the dark side. We're looking at the dark side here. And you know what? I want to get this deck out again because I want to keep things kind of side by side, just for shits and grins, Okay. So we've got the Knight of Swords here, which can be anger. I think about the Froud Fairy deck and the Rar. If you know the card, the Rar, it's just rah. That's the Knight of Swords. It can talk about active mind, but it's also just almost too active mind. It can be very impulsive, um, but just the sense I get is just this head of steam, this energy, yeah, that is being contained and doesn't have a place to go. And so if we clamp down on it any harder, it's going to blow. So Knight of Swords is that gah energy. Three of Swords, of course, is heartache and despair. Look at the telltale heart on the floor. I love it so much, and all you can see is the glare. Sorry. And then we've got Queen of Wands over here. So we've got the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands facing each other. I've been playing with Lenny's lately, so the way things are facing gets even more important. The Queen of Wands is all about creativity and passion and just loving her life, loving and enjoying. All right, let me go through one at a time. The Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. Look at how he's barricaded on this rock in this pond. And he's got these candles that are creating a boundary here. And then we've got like this devil in the sky. I will go to the book with these because I want to look at the stories that they come from. And then here's the Seven of Wands. So we have the 9 and the 7. We have the 9 up first. So this is self-protection. I'm not even gonna, I've been hurt and I'm done with that, and I'm getting well behind a barrier so that nothing can get at me. And then I can recover my energies because I've given, I've left it all on the field. And then 7 of Wands over here is when we are not behind the boundary yet and we're getting actively gone at. And then we've got 8 of Swords down at the bottom, and look at this. I just want to die. I just want to lay back, and can I just be unconscious for the next however many months and let somebody take care of me? That's just that. And it is, being trapped in a place of your own making. So I think the message with this one is it ain't over yet, but all right, I'm going to move these to the side. They're proving distracting. Today was the first day I started my meds again. Don't judge. All right. I'll go back there if I need to. I remember what they were. So we've got this head of steam, a lot of energy, but we also have a lot of hurt. And this can be anger, like simmering anger, because there's a lot of hurt here. And I'm looking over here. All right, let's go here. I feel him kind of looking over here and just feeling some kind of jealousy. It's kind of strange. But boy, all 3 of these cards are about being hemmed in one way or another. Willingly, reactively, mentally, just hemmed in. And look at the card that was here before. Talk about breaking free. Breaking free from fear and doubt. And this certainly shows what the fear and doubt can do. But again, let me go here. All right, Knight of Swords is the telltale heart. Or no, telltale heart is the thing that tells the story. So Berenice is the story of a man named Aegeus, who suffers from an obsessive disorder called monomania, in which he falls into intense periods of focus. Aegeus is married to his cousin Berenice, and she falls sick and dies. Berenice is buried, but Aegeus becomes obsessed with her teeth. So he exhumes her body and removes them. A few hours later, a servant enters Aegeus' room and informs him of a violated grave, of a disfigured body enshrouded, yet still breathing, still palpitating, still alive. In this image, he sits in a darkened room. A small box filled with teeth is spilled on a desk. A dirty shovel leans against the wall. Blood and dirt are caked on his pants. He holds a small sword. Okay. Having your mind set on a goal, will move heaven and earth to achieve it. So there's a lot of stubbornness there. You feel like you can do anything. The power of your dreams has never been greater. So it says fast action, energetic, active, ambitious, intellectual, confident, assertive. But it's the dark side of that, you know, so impulsive and just the impatience of it, this focus and obsession on one thing. So, you know, I would say here, if we're mentally getting so focused on one thing to the exclusion of all, and you see things coming out of balance, because back to balance again, right? Then it's time to kind of spread attention around or redirect or take a bit of a break. Okay, I'm going to go to the Queen of Wands. I want to see what these two are saying to each other. Zenobia from the story of Predicament. I'm not going to read all of that. Yes, confident, courageous, loyal, independent, determined, resilient, social, cheerful. So if we look at these as both aspects of ourselves, we can see this intense focus, this this real need to take action, to just go, you know, leap into the void. And we add the confidence and courage and independence of the Queen of Wands, and we can really get somewhere. They're looking at each other. So if we can take focus and add passion to it and confidence, it's kind of like the fire sort of softens the swords a little bit. And literally it would. And then 3 of Swords. Oops. 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 All right. And yes, this is the story of the Telltale Heart. One of the things that's best about Poe is that some of the stories are so short. They're all very short. Okay, heartache is here. Heartbreak, grief, rejection, turmoil. The pain you feel cuts deep and is like nothing you've ever felt before. You might be separated from a lover by a great distance. You may not see each other for a very long time, and this hurts. You feel lonely and saddened. So here's what I'm seeing with these two together. Okay. So this being behind him, there's a lot of heartache. And if you look at him, he's facing this way, but his eyes are going here. So he is single-mindedly focused on the trauma, the hurt, the heartache. And looking at him over here is this woman that says, I can warm that up for you a little bit, you know, to bring confidence and passion and the desire for creativity, the desire to create something new. Wait. I'm going to go back here again. Because she can be joyful and passionate. He's just obsessed because it's a mental thing. It's not a spirit or creative thing. But what is really feeding his obsession is the heartache and the pain. And we need the passion here. Pardon me. Okay. 9 of Wands. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Yes, I'm going to see what story this is from and who that is in the sky. The sky is dark, a river wends its way through the land, sheets of rain have lashed the earth. The water has turned to blood, a man sits upon a large rock and trembles. We see a demon hovering above the man. This image is based on the story Silence, a Fable, in which a demon torments a man with the forces of nature, torrential rain, a deluge of water lilies, and howling wind. None of the demon's provocations stir the man. The man is tenacious and courageous no matter what comes his way. So, the forces of nature. So look at the pain and the things that we can be focused on, like, oh my God, there's a hurricane coming, you know? So yes, we are definitely getting hit with the elements, you know, on all levels, on cultural, societal levels, on earth, ground levels, on you know, weather and climate. All of these things are hitting. But look at what they said, that nothing can touch him because he has this kind of shining boundary, kind of like a sphere all around him that helps him see what's going on but not take it on. All right, then we have 7 of Wands. All right. The Mask of the Red Death. Prospero holds a party in his abbey while a plague ravages the countryside. In this image, Prospero defends himself against the Red Death as a clock behind them strikes midnight. Poe foreshadows a loss for Prospero when the clock's pendulum swung to and fro with a dull, heavy, monotonous clang. So that marching of time. And on the dark side, it's like, oh, the marching of time every minute, you know, every breath I take is one less breath I will take in this life. There's that. Then there's the this too shall pass. I can keep myself safe here. I can let the things happen in the world and recognize that my life is abundant and loving and, you know, resourceful. Going back to the light side reading here. But this is saying that time marches on no matter how we try to stop it, for better or worse. In this reading, it's definitely for better, because what are we moving on from? The trauma of the past. So he's looking to the past. We want to really try to stay where we are in the present. And if the past just keeps coming up to bite you in the ass, talk to somebody. All right. The premature burial. This guy is terrified of being buried alive. So in this image, man has been buried alive within the soil. We see swords pointing down. Yes, so self-imprisonment, victimhood, getting into that you know, victim mindset. And then instead of that, how about we break free? This woman is creative. We use that creativity. The passage of time means that seeds will grow. The wisdom of the elders has taught me how to be in the world but not of it, how to be in the middle of the maelstrom and still protected by my boundary. Even through the traumas of the past, the earth has provided for me. And yeah, and with this one, the Knight of Swords, he's stuck. Even though the Knight of Swords has a lot of energy, he's stuck in his thoughts of the past. And so what he needs to do is just let these things flow by to bring in new thoughts, to bring things back into balance. And you know what I just noticed? That these cards are kind of, they're satin. They're like matte. They don't glare. How nice would every deck be like that? Anyhow, hooey. The light and the dark indeed. All right, so now I need a 2 or a 4, please. 2. Thank you. And here we have the Dark Oracle first. Obsession with size and us versus themism. Oh man, no kidding. No kidding. Crowd sizes. Oh my. All right. What do we need to know here? Reflections of artifice, like a leaf in the wind, rhapsody in shadows, Persephone rising, imposing impediment, and inward initiation. Wow. The names of these cards are so evocative, so incredibly evocative. Reflections of artifice. What's real, what's not? What's natural and what's not? Artifice is artificial, right? It's something that's been made that isn't a natural organic thing. This is talking about recognizing what's real from what is a reflection from what I have manufactured inside. Okay. Like a leaf in the wind is just being blown everywhere, but there's a hand holding on to her here, or that she's holding on to. So she's not going to fly away, but it's talking about just floating like a leaf in the wind. So instead of getting like attached, I mean, look at these sad faces, getting very attached or sucked into that mirror and those reflections of things that aren't real right now. They're not real. If we're looking towards the future, you know, when you're down in Florida right now and you can look at the radar and you see it come, and that's real. That's real. But there are so many other things that we imagine coming that is not here and isn't necessarily real, you know, and isn't inevitable. So being able to reflect on what we are creating and then be like a leaf in the wind, having something that tethers us, but then just allowing ourselves to float through time. There's a piece of advice that used to come to me when I was reading for people, and it was about holding still. Sometimes we're just in a place where we're immobile. We can't move. We can't do, you know. So while we're in that place, instead of, you know, while we're on that bottom of the wheel, that bottom part, you know, instead of, I don't want to be here, this is wrong, I hate this, and all of that, it's the advice is to just sit still instead of sit locked. Sit still and let time flow by around you. You know that at a certain point, you know, this too shall pass, time will move on, things will be different, this too will change, but sometimes you have to just find that stillness to let time flow by around you and know that every breath gets you closer to the other side. So you can be like a leaf in the wind and just sort of float. And then we've got Rhapsody in Shadows. I'm going to look that up. And let me go through the rest here. Persephone rising. So for those of you in the southern hemisphere that are now going into spring, that's Persephone rising. Out of the dark, out of Hades, you know, out of the underworld. And so if we float, we let time go by around us, we can find that in its time, you know, seasons change whether we work for that change or not. We don't have to make that change. It happens. And this is a seasonal thing. Persephone rising, she comes back in the spring. All we have to do is wait for it, and she will be back. Imposing impediments. So there's a blockage here. And then inward initiation, we're in for a big change. So let me start at the top. Oh, yeah. Forgot this is an LS deck. Lots of languages. They hold up a twisted reflection before her, demanding that she see herself within. But though their iron gaze bores deeply into her spirit, she sees that they hold nothing that she desires. Okay. And I'm going to treat you to Charles Harrington's writing because he's amazing. There are many who can only find comfort among others who seem to be exactly the same. They believe that they have attained perfection and disdain any who differ from their design. But they've deluded themselves with this foolish notion that there's only one path to paradise. Seek instead those who are unlike you. New stories will enrich your ears, new customs will delight your senses, and new skills will be awakened. Explore the pleasures of variation and experiment with new ways of being. This will teach you who you truly are, the soul that lies hidden beneath the surface of your reflection. It can be painful to break free from the throng that you have always known. Jealousy may poison their words as they attempt to dissuade you, but the true loving circle of souls who support your journey will adorn you only with blessings and words of encouragement. They will celebrate all the parts of you that bring you joy, no matter how those parts differ from their own. He's just an exquisite writer. So seeking out the difference and also when we find ourselves in the doldrums, and you know, we have our comfort places and we have our comfort activities, and you know, we do things so that we can find that sense of security and comfort, and then it gets stagnant. Again, we stop the flow and things start to stagnate and everything seems same old, maybe in the past we've been so insecure that we've only wanted to be around people like us because we know they're going to accept us. And, I don't have to be confronted with anything different. And then we stagnate and we get bored and we get dull. So this is talking about bringing in a new idea, trying something new, thinking new thoughts, just going for something different that you've not seen before. Okay, I'm going to offer you something really out of left field, but it just blasted into my mind. There is a movie, some friends of mine went and saw it at a park, and it's called Hundreds of Beavers. And they posted on Facebook and said, oh my God, this movie is just a scream from beginning to end. It's so different. It's so fresh. It's so wonderful. And so we watched it on Prime. You can rent it for like $3. I bought it for $7 because why not, And it was hilarious. It's like an hour and 40 minutes, but it's stinking hilarious. And it's not anything that it's just so, every second of it is creative from beginning to end. It is so creative. So I offer you that. Something new to freshen up your brain. It certainly did mine. Okay, I'm going to catch up here. Gizmo obsession. Be still and allow yourself to grok. Oh, yes, indeed. Catherine says, I'm transfixed by that card like a leaf in the wind. Yeah, definitely. All right. Like a leaf in the wind. The time has come to release the hands that hold her. So it's talking about letting go. And it's okay because I'm looking at these hands and I couldn't really see how they were holding because one hand is kind of cupped, like this, and the other one is one's up, one's down. No, they're both up, but the fingers are just like this. Nothing's grasping. So, clues. Time has come to release the hands that hold her. With gratitude, she passes herself out of their care, hurtling into the wide unknown. So here we have, a few little things, opening your mind, getting out of this kind of round and round and round, and let yourself be carried into the unknown. Throughout our lives, we are shaped by the attentions of others, and it is all too easy to linger overlong in the safety and security they promise us. That's what we were talking about. The time comes at last for all of us to fly free and learn for ourselves what we are capable of. We say we need another handful of moments to be certain we are ready, but the hard truth is certainty never comes untested. I'm going to say that again. The hard truth. We say we need another handful of moments to be certain that we're ready, but the hard truth is certainty never comes untested. Mistakes will teach us nothing if we're not brave enough to make them. Take a moment to find the fear within yourself. Name it if you can. By acknowledging the fear, you can begin to release its hold on you and see the risks you face more clearly. Who put this here and why? How high could you go if no one had told you that you cannot fly? All right. And there was a line in a song that I wrote, and it's called Into the Night, and it's about that dark night of the soul when you are in the bargaining stage, and oh please, oh please, oh please, take this away from me. And in the song, I'm begging and pleading with the goddess, and she says, we don't throw out the net till you're falling. Where's your courage, my pet? We don't throw out the net till you're falling. And that is something that I learned in those very, very trying times, that as soon as you're keeping safe, safe with your toes dug into the sand, as I said in the song, safe and still as a stone, and it's like, I won't go alone. And she just says, this is the God helps those who help themselves. We don't throw out the net till you're falling, says when you have gotten the courage to take the leap. When you've taken the leap, courage or not, then we see that you're committed and we throw out the net. Okay. Rhapsody in Shadows. I see 9. Yes. She makes her way through the clutching trees of the haunted forest. And you know what? I'm going to zoom in on these so you guys can see the cards better. Since you're enjoying the images, a little bit too much. Hold up. Okay. There we go. All right, so we're over here, Rhapsody in Shadows. She makes her way through the clutching trees of the haunted forest, the object of her pursuit always a little further off. Then silver twilight set the mists to a beautiful glow, and in that instant she gives herself an unexpected gift, a moment of perfect peace. The pursuit of a life of wisdom and magic is not a journey you can make in a single day. Those seeking a quick fix and easy answers fall by the wayside soon after they grow bored or dissatisfied with their progress. Those who find the inner resolve to continue are the ones who have learned to love the journey as much as they desire the destination. Look at this. Oh, you can't see it. The dice. Venus in Sagittarius. Love the journey. That is literally love the journey. Okay. If you find that you face some difficulty that brings fear and doubt into your heart, take a breath and remind yourself that you are on an adventure. Meet the unknown with curiosity and savor the chill that runs down your spine for the excitement it can bring you. I felt that. Say, let's see what happens next before you take your next uneasy step. This moment may also be an opportunity to give yourself what it needs to find peace and balance. A short rest is a wonderful occasion to reflect on how far you have come and where your journey will take you next. So, letting yourself be carried to something new and giving yourself a moment's peace are not anathema. They are not opposites of each other. Allowing yourself to relax and be where you are, that can be enough of a change of pace because you're trying so hard to not be where you are. When you finally relax and say, I'll just be where I am, it can be like everything changes. And it has, because you've changed your perspective. You've realized that the only place you can be is where you are, and it's sheer misery and hell to be someplace else in your head when the place you actually are is dead opposite of that. Dang. Okay, so let's see what happens next. The moment of peace is, okay, here I am. Now I'm in this moment. This is the only moment available to me, and it's peaceful. And then you're able to look to the future and say, and I wonder what's coming next. One of the corks I pulled out over the raising of my children was I adopted this phrase of, whenever there was something I didn't know, and it's like, oh, I wonder what it'd be. Let's find out. I don't know. Let's find out. That's one of the best phrases ever. Just let's find out. All right. Now, let's go to Persephone rising. So we have confronted this. Everybody wants me to conform and be same old. And I've said, no, I'm going to find some new people to hang around, find a new vibe to be around. I'm going to let go and float like a leaf on the breeze and be in the present moment where I now realize I'm empowered to think about the next step. Persephone rising, the cold winds sing and blow apart all of the wondrous leaves with which she had adorned herself. Dried and faded, they fly from her grasp until her newfound weightlessness carries her to new heights. So there she is. Wait. That doesn't really help, does it? Okay. Few of our greatest joys are meant to be eternal. We may take our pleasure from them for a season, but if we hold too tightly, we can easily wither along with them. Close your eyes and become aware of every part of yourself, every identity, every dream, every obligation, every beloved friend and prized possession. Now see them flying free, shooting off in each direction until you're left with what is at your core. It is this part alone that is essential. The rest may come and go. Release attachment to expectation. Ding, 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 ding. That's a big one. And bid farewell to what has been outgrown. Something is leaving and making room for something else to begin. Look at that theme we've had tonight of letting go so that there's space, letting go of your knowledge and skills so there's space for more to come in. Balance, reciprocity. Something is leaving and making room for something else to begin. Wish it well and be open to receiving what comes next. I wonder what it will be. If the serpent never shed its old skin, no one would ever behold the beauty of its glistening new scales. So I think we got a little bit of transformative stuff going on there. Then we have imposing impediment, which, that's an uh-oh. I think there's an uh-oh. Rising up from the forest path, the towering figures form an impenetrable wall. Their intimidating height is nearly as off-putting as the waves of despondency and loss that flow forth from them. Some roads are not safe to travel on. You can accomplish much through hard work and determination, but there are limitations to be aware of, and in this moment it would be wise to be wary. In many cases, the toxicity of others is what poisons the path ahead. So I need to stop right here and say, in this vulnerable time when we've decided to let go of the old and stagnant and open up the windows to something new and different and float in the breeze and look towards, we are in a vulnerable place. So we have to be vigilant as well. We have to be wary as well. Difficulties and adversity have presented themselves, or something about your present course may be giving you an uneasy feeling. To turn aside need not mean failure. Perhaps this is a path that can be more easily traversed in the future when you are better prepared or have companions with you to help shoulder the burden. So this is talking about here, we're not actually physically boldly stepping out right now. We are just being in that spiritual mental space of change and getting ourselves in the present so that we can start to look towards what's coming in the future. We feel ourselves rising up and able to shed a skin, but we're not quite at the part of, now let's march boldly forward. We have to be where we are. Okay. To press on despite the warning in your heart is to invite needless suffering. There are many paths towards your goal. Seek out a different route through the forest and be very cautious about whom you trust at this time. There may be those who wish to attach their own personal pain. Sorry. There may be those who wish to attach their own personal pains to you. So this is talking about people in your environment that are just working out their bullshit on you. This can be people around you that are acting out their own trauma. So when we're trying to let go of that old past that's holding us down and we're ready to start, being where we are, being in the energy, whatever it is, so that we can begin to open up to something new, we need to be very careful about who is around us and what they're filling the space with. Are they filling the space with their own pain and trauma? A lot of times when we are suffering and in our trauma, we can attract other people that have like trauma because they're like, ooh, they want to suffer with us. But then the relationship is invested and starting in suffering, and it won't let you come out of your suffering, So beware of toxic people when you're in a vulnerable place of change. And then we've got card number 1, inward initiation. Shoulders back, eyes bright, poise perfected, she stood at attention. At the edge of her senses, she detects the object of her desire within her reach. With all her will and considerable training, she waits for the moment to be ripe. Ah, what a perfect ending card. So yes, we're waiting, we're opening to the new, but then we have to wait until things ripen and it's time to move forward. There are times in your journey when you find yourself being sorely tested. You have vast stores of knowledge born from years of study, but knowledge is only the prelude to power. What matters most is how you will meet the challenges of the present predicament. The world is very clear about what it wants from you: perfection. It would be so very easy to wave off as impossible and sink into the soft comfort of that sofa or leap at the apple that dangles behind you. Hold yourself to a higher standard and you will honor every mentor who imparted their wisdom to you along the way. If it all seems overwhelming, take a step back, evaluate the entire landscape before you, and break down each trial task by task. Then bring your whole self into the fulfillment of each task. You have made yourself ready for this moment. So, the ripening is a very interesting element of this, but so is one thing at a time. So what I was hearing at the end there is task by task. Okay, when you get to that place of all this has to be done, remember that you don't have to solve your life in one fell swoop. You know, you don't have to solve your entire life. Your life is to be lived, not solved. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, I find and the overwhelm that comes with, oh my God, I've got to do this and I've got to do this and I've got to do this. I find that it's like, okay, but I'm just going to do this. I'm going to clean my nightstand. And especially when you don't know where to start, when there's so much you don't know where to start. Task by task is how you get there. And the wisdom of everybody that's taught you has told you this. But when the old crap comes up, boy, it's hard to remember, right? But task by task, what is in front of you? What is the thing? And what was I reading? Oh God, I can't remember which deck it was, but it was talking about, it might have been that Wisdom of the Wild Things, talking about, hold on. I'm sorry, I just saw a note that chat was disconnected and then they reconnected it, and I was hoping that the live didn't drop, the feed didn't drop, doesn't look like it did. But it was saying, you know, if you've got these things, all these things to do and you're avoiding them or whatever, it's okay to reach for the one that's going to bring you relief. You can reach for relief. Find the task. What's the one thing that I am able to do that will bring me relief? And you're allowed to have that. You know, it's okay to go for that. So, and then, you know, being in that place of just knowing that the time is not ripe yet. I am open to new things, but I need to keep shielded. You know, shields here. There were shields here. We need to keep ourselves shielded. And then we wait until things ripen and we can move forward at an organic pace by just doing each task to the fullest, with fullest attention. Whoo-wee! Yes, I mean, every one of those cards is a thing. Okay, Leaf in the Wind. Martin Luther King Jr. said you don't have to see the whole staircase. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the point. All right, and then we had our last one, which is the Water Alchemy Oracle. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half. But see, I do like fewer decks because I feel like I can go as deep as I want to go. It's not like, oh, okay, well, that's done. Let's get to the next one, you know? So these don't like to riffle very well. Let me try them this way. Because I do love the riffle. All right. Oh, I'm going to back out again here. All right. Oh, Water Oracle. Looky, they want to come out. They want to come out. Oh, right. Well, I don't need to do that. I need to do that. We have cenote. We have foam, wave, spray. Oops. Geyser. He came up when I was picking decks. And waterfall. Yep, those two came up when I was picking decks. Okay, so let's Take a look. Look how bright. I mean, the just the decks as far as color and palette from light to dark have been perfect. You know? Fun. That's fun. I like fun. All right, cenote is Secrets Revealed. Just so you know, a cenote is a deep underground cave, well, or sinkhole which holds a permanent amount of water, usually formed of limestone. Cenotes are fed by rain filtration or underground rivers. They're common to the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where there's said to be over 6,000 of them. You want to know where the Maya went? Where'd all those Aztecs go? They fell into the cenotes. Okay, and were honored or sacred as sacred sites by the ancient Mayans. Offerings of jade, copper, and gold have been discovered inside some of these beautiful hidden caverns. The message is, hidden information is coming to light now. So this is Secrets Revealed. Think of a cenote, this big underground body of water. Hidden information is coming to light now. Something that's previously eluded you will have a new light shed upon it. Interesting revelations and insights are afoot. Remain curious and keep an open heart and mind. The theme has been strong tonight, boy. All right, this is Foam, and its new love arrives, and I want to bring it over here so you can really see the card because, wow, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And look just how luscious and juicy they are. There we go. Pop in. Okay. So, I won't read about foam. You know what foam is. Are you feeling all shook up? New love is afoot in your life, bringing giddy excitement. Get ready to feel the sensation of butterflies in your stomach. Now, we were talking about new experiences and new information coming through, right? Loosening up so that we can allow for new things to come through. So this doesn't necessarily mean a new love interest or new romance, you know. It just means new love, that I'm going to feel love anew about my life and the things that I do and the people in it. So you can fall in love with your same old life at any time. And in fact, the process of opening your mind and letting the new ideas in, letting some new people in who aren't exactly like you, can bring in some really refreshing things that will help you fall in love with your life again. Because there's new stuff coming. Okay, wait, what was that one again? Secrets Revealed. Okay, Secrets Revealed, new love. Then we have Wave, which is flowing with change. Big changes are ahead for you, but you have everything you need to cope with any overwhelm. It hurt me, any overwhelm, and move gracefully into the next phase of your life. Okay, so the wave says, here comes a wave, you know, and the waves have that ebb and flow. It's not like a river that's constantly flowing in one direction. The waves flow in and then they ebb out, and they flow in and they ebb out. So this is saying wave coming in says there's a flow coming in. All right. Then we've got spray. So, and it's not just, you know, big changes are coming, but it's flowing with change. Whether it's flowing in, whether it's ebbing out, you are flowing with it, not against it. Here we have spray. Share your delight. Your joy is infectious. When you laugh, you share your happiness with the world and bathe the whole heavenly garden with your beautiful light. So, finding anything that'll make you laugh. Watch that Hundreds of Beavers movie. It's fucking hilarious. So here's spray, saying share it, spray it everywhere, right? But you have to generate it in yourself. Although, you know, there is a fake it till you make it element, because there are many, many people who are performers, musicians, comedians that can go out there and make people laugh and make them happy when they don't feel a bit of it themselves, you know, but they can project it. They can pretend. And when you pretend enough, your brain starts to believe it. Then we have geyser. Use your power. There is a time to be passive and a time to fight for what is right. Only you know the right path to take here. Success will be the reward for right action in this instance. Okay. Sharing your joy. Oh, we just got political. Could you feel it? Sharing your joy, falling in love, that the wave of joy and love. Oh my God, you know what this is talking about, you guys. Secrets revealed something new coming in, and something that brought us joy and love in a wave and helped us to feel empowered. And Geyser says it is time to use your power, trust your intuition, and you will know when the timing is right and which path it is that you need to take. Then we have waterfall at the end. I wish these had the keywords on them. Unlimited inspiration. You are being gifted with a time of renewed inspiration and motivation. Be open to new ideas. An influx of positive, uplifting energy is coming your way. Wow. I don't know that we could have ended any better than that. I really don't. And it really does talk about how joy is infectious and, love and joy. And so being in a place, and, sometimes too, when we're in the doldrums, we can't really generate joy by, watching a movie, one of our comfortable movies that has always made us laugh, because it is that same old, and you sit and watch it and you go, yeah, I know. It's not funny this time, but if you bring in something new that you've never seen before, and I didn't know anything about this movie, but I went and watched the trailer and I went, okay, I'm in. So, but if you kind of shock your mind awake with something new, something you haven't seen before, and that's, Venus says pleasure lies in the new, in something that is foreign to us, something that's unfamiliar, that when we go far out of our comfort zone is where we find love, in our tribe of like-minded people. So again, here we are. We've got new things coming, but we're just making ourselves ready. We're making ourselves ready for it. We're tapping into this greater, that last reading felt more personal, It felt like the personal things that we're going through in order to get to a place of being ready for things to change, of being ready to look away from the past and look and be in the present. Just be in the present so we can prepare to look towards the future. This is like big collective stuff here. Big collective. We've been inspired to change, and we're getting inspired, pardon me, to do that work by love and joy, not fear. Love is the catalyst here that is moving us to share our joy, to be inspired, to dig deep, to blast forth with our power and help that blue wave. Not for Florida, no. I mean, yes, blue wave politically, but anyhow, dang. And why I'm not even going to say it, okay. So, that one was quick, but what a powerful message. Very punchy. Okay. Let me catch up with you. Yeah, fewer decks. It's just, they really do. It's much better. And it's just good to, have given myself permission to switch things up. And it's because I got myself stuck in that either or place. A live stream means 6 decks in 2 hours, and it's, it can be exhausting, and I can't do that. Instead of saying, what can I do? And then, of course, there are the times when I can't do anything at all. But yeah, I do like the 2 to 4 deck format. And I was thinking too, at some point I might do like a Tarot, an Oracle, and Lenormand's in there and get to specific questions. But yes, be faithfully playful, not fearfully petrified. Yes. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, you guys. Let's get our meditation, go back in and close things down. So come on back to here. Let me come out and join you. Let me come out and join the group. Wait, wait. Let me get there. That's about as even as I can get it. All right. So let's just settle back for a second. Let all of those messages, and don't even try to recall them to mind or think about them. You've heard them, they're in your brain. Now let them sink in. You can imagine that you are a patch of soft, fertile earth, and all of those messages are like blessing drops of rain, landing on the welcoming soil, and you just feel yourself soak them up. Let them sink down, down, down to the very deep recesses of your mind, to the subconscious, where they can go in and really start to grow roots. And add to the wisdom that you already carry there. Know that the messages tonight are available to you whenever you need them. All you have to do is acknowledge they're in there and ask for them, and they'll come out. So now come on back down in your body. Relax again into your skin. Lower your center of gravity. And think right now about the love that you've had in your life, whenever it's been, whether it has been from a human being or a beloved pet or from nature itself, directly from spirit, in those incredible moments of awe and beauty that just make your tongue stop wagging. Just recall those moments of love, of bliss. And it's in there too. Even if you can't feel it now, it's in there. Moments of laughter, joy, fun. They're in there. Call upon them now. Nice deep or full exhale and a nice deep breath in. Breathe in all of those emotions, those wonderful feelings, and exhale them out so they fill up your sphere, so you can bathe in them, soak in them. Another deep breath in, and on the exhale, take that outer layer, wrap it around the planet, flash it out into space, sharing all this bliss and joy with everyone connected to our grid, with everyone on this planet, with all beings that share this sacred gem with us. And then on your next exhale, allow blessings, love, bliss, joy, laughter, happiness to flow down into the earth. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Mother. You are planting all of that wonderful joy, bliss, happiness, love, laughter. You are planting that there so that you can harvest it anytime you need it. Call into your personal sphere now any people that you know that need extra blessing, that need extra energy. And we all share this too, whoever is in your little personal sphere. We have all shared our energy, so whatever energy you have is multiplied. Feel all of this flowing to them. Remember, in magic, there is no time or space. That's why it works. It's magic. And now, let every excess energy, all the excess energy, drain down into the earth. We just borrow it from her. And then we return it, come back to your own energy system. You allow that boundary to stay in whatever form you need it to be in, for however long you need it to be, knowing that it's there whenever you need it. You can just call it up like that, right? All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry it was 3 weeks, but there's nothing I can do about it. So, thank you for sharing joy and bliss. And information and wisdom and everything else with me. I hope you go and watch Hundreds of Beavers. If you do, let me know because I want to know because it's really freaking funny. So, all right, you guys, blessings to all of you. I love you so much. I will see you next time, hopefully not too far away. We're going away for the weekend, but I'll be back next week. Till I see you next time, this is Luna. I love you. Blessed be.